Greetings, peace be with you. So in this video I want to share with you the 3 magic questions that if you ask yourself will help you dominate 2021. And really these 3 magic questions are not only about asking yourself in the beginning of the new year. I like asking myself these questions at the end of every single day, at the end of every single week, at the end of every single month. And when you ask them is when you get that insight towards how you can improve your life, how you can level up, and how you can optimize moving forward ahead. Okay, so it starts with this, right? We're looking back at our last 2020. I don't know how it was for you, but the first question to ask is, what was amazing about 2020? Right? What was amazing? What were all your wins? What were all your successes? What were all your glory moments? What were all the moments where you just felt like you were on top of the world? Right? Really ask yourself that. What were your wins from 2020? And it's so important to ask yourself this question, because when you ask yourself what your wins were is when you can go begin to actually reflect on how you can double down on those wins, right? So many times we are hard on ourselves to the point where we're like, oh, I messed up, I didn't meet my goals, I didn't do X, I didn't do this. But it's like, where did you do well, right? If we start on a positive note, then we can actually build on top of that as well, right? So the first question to ask, like you're asking yourself in the new year right now, you ask yourself this at the end of every single day, right? It's like, what was awesome, right? What was amazing about this previous year right now? What was amazing about this previous day right now, right? These 3 magic questions can really help you change everything. Okay, so once you reflect on what those wins were, right, what those successes were, what were those magic moments, right, then it brings them into your awareness so that you can actually replicate them moving forward. Okay, now the second question is, what needs work? Okay, what were those hard moments? What were those challenges? What were those problems? What were those moments where you know that you need to work on them, right? It was not amazing. You have a lot of room for improvement over there. What are those areas for you, right? And really getting clarity on the big picture vision of every category of your life, right? Like, what needs work in my health right now? What needs work in my finances right now? What needs work in my relationships right now? What needs work in my spirituality right now? What needs work in any other category of your life right now? And then once we have that awareness is when we can realize what we actually need to stop doing in our lives, right? What needs work? It's like, okay, yeah, I know that my health is not where I want it to be because I haven't been consistent with my training, right? I have been let's say I have been eating foods that don't serve me. I have been sacrificing my sleep, right? Whatever it is, it's like, the quickest way to change your life, to elevate, to transform, is simply to stop doing the things that are not working, right? And it sounds pretty simple now that I say it, but it's like, yeah, just stop doing what doesn't work, which doesn't work, and then you will notice instant improvements in your life without having to necessarily change anything. But it's just about what you can stop doing, right? So then, okay, after first question, what was awesome? Second question, what needs work, right? Where can I improve, right? Get that awareness. And then third step, most importantly, what will I do now about that, right? How will I optimize moving forward? How will I change my behavior moving forward? Okay, because at the end of the day, if you don't change your behavior, then nothing really changes in your life, right? Like, you can intellectually stimulate yourself with these videos, with the books, with the courses, but the reason that the majority of self-help and personal development does not create lasting transformation is because it doesn't set you up with a system whereby you change your behaviors over the long term, right? Like, you can go on a diet, you follow that diet for 6 weeks, but then what happens after the 6 weeks, right? You follow a course, you do that for 4 weeks, but what happens after the 4 weeks, right? So it's really about how you can optimize your behaviors moving forward and how you can actually develop the habits that allow you to get traction towards your big picture vision. Okay, so those are the 3 magic questions. Like I said, it's very important to ask them as we are approaching this new year right now, and also to use these 3 magic questions at the end of every activity that we do, like after every interaction that we have, after every day that we have. Like, the more that I notice myself using these questions, what went well, what needs work, what will I optimize, the more that I actually have awareness on how I can improve moving forward, how I can level up. And at the end of the day, life is the only teacher that we would ever really need, but it's about us really creating the space, creating the time for us to ask the questions, to reflect on all the data that we have received so that we can refine and optimize moving forward as well. Okay, now it really comes down to changing your behavior, and this is exactly why I created the Monk Mode Challenge. Okay, to walk you through a step-by-step roadmap that allows you to get clarity on your vision so that you can align your behaviors with that specific vision that is compelling to you. Okay, the reason that most people procrastinate, the reason that most people tell themselves that they're lazy, is not because they're actually lazy, or it's not because procrastination, I mean, we all procrastinate to some extent, but if you're chronically procrastinating, it's not because you're lazy, it's not because you're a procrastinator. It is because you do not yet have a future vision that drives you, that compels you. And that is exactly what I help you do through the Monk Mode Challenge, so that once you have that clarity, how can you develop the discipline to install the habits that empower you to move towards that vision every single day. Okay, so if that is something that you are ready for right now, to join a community, a like-minded brotherhood, to walk through this roadmap, then I highly encourage that you open up a new tab in your browser window. Go to monkmodechallenge.com. I will leave out a link in the description as well. But whether you decide to join or not, understand that these 3 magic questions, right? I'm going to repeat them again. What went well? What needs work? How will I optimize? You ask yourself this after every action that you take, after every day that you have, after every year that you have, after every week that you have. You will receive the insight on how to improve moving forward, and you can continue making those tiny optimizations in your life. You can compound them, you can aggregate them, and little by little, as you really extract the wisdom that life is offering to you every single day, is when you will truly transform and not recognize who you were at a very previous point in time, right? So with that, I conclude this video. I hope you got value from it, and I hope that you actually ask yourself these questions. And for bonus points, leave a comment below. Write down your answers to these questions, reflecting on this year 2020, right? Because we have a couple of days left. So ask yourself these questions, answer them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you out, to coach you, to assist you, to guide you in any way that I can. Okay, so leave a comment below answering these 3 questions. And yeah, with that, I will leave you in the peace and power of the one infinite creator, wishing you and your family a holiday of reflection, of rest, of recovery, of insight, of revelation, of just getting that time and the space to really get clarity on what is important to you and how you will actually implement the desired behaviors that you know will move you towards your vision for the future. Okay, so much love to you, take care, and I will catch you in the next one.